there everyone, welcome. Read nothing into what is in front of you. This is randomness I picked up to put in front of the camera again. Because I just watched my good friend and should be your good friend, Jim Largo of Largo's Lair, just announced his triumphant return to YouTube. And if you have not, go over and subscribe to him. He's an awesome channel. And in that, you know, he was going through some personal turmoils, which I will not get into. I know a few things, but, you know, he spoke about it publicly, but I'll let him talk about it. You know, was talking about, you know, a shift in his channel. And, you know, looking around the toy space, I mean, my instant response to him was, and I've been sensing this, and I was not doing it on a conscious level, the toy tubing is shifting heavily. People do not want, I'm really thinking that people are bored with, here's my new figure, here's how he bends. Okay, I just got him out of the box, so he's a little tight. Here's how he does. Here's over and over and over again. I think that's gotten boring. I was always bored with it. I'll just say it. That's why I try to do something different. I never copied that model. Granted, some of the things I did were probably even worse, but I was experimenting. And you know, I've been saying I'm shifting some of my content over to other things. And it does seem to be working. And, you know, people sometimes don't understand. You know, first off, major one is that algorithm really beats down a channel that isn't already established. Smaller channels, I mean, I've experimented with this. I've gone to my television. I've got 2 smart televisions. I've gone to both of them, went into YouTube without logging in. Watch some toy content. What happens? All the big channels get recommended. Never any of the smaller channels. Never. The only time I ever see a small channel on my TV is when it has a video that goes past about 400 in a day. You know, and it's like that one. Well, no, it's probably closer to 1,000 views in a day. And you know, that's keeping. I've got one TV where I just watch toy stuff, and I got another TV where I watch toy stuff and movie stuff. And I noticed, I was like, gosh, I hardly ever see any small channels on either one of these, unless I go look for them. You know, channels like It's Chad don't get recommended unless I view them several times. It's a ridiculous way to do things because it should be pushing stuff that is smaller up there to get more views around YouTube and get more people. But instead, YouTube spoon feeds people. Michael Friend says that. And I understand it now that I've done these experiments. And I would highly recommend you try these experiments and see what you get. 3POA doesn't get recommended to me. It has one of the highest engagements of any toys live stream, I think. Okay, World Class Bullshitters probably has more engagement, but I don't consider them a toy stream. They're more of a pop culture stream. You know, 3POA does lean to toys. I'm trying to think of any others that are big. Drawing a blank. But anyway, yeah, so it's really weird, the ones that do get recommended. It's almost like, wait, what's going on here? Because I know they don't get the engagement, meaning the numbers of views during the show. Yeah, there's some that don't, and I always wonder about it. And I still need to do some experiments. But yeah, I mean, it is trying to, I don't want to say it's burying channels, but it's not helping. I'll say it that way. it's not giving you variety of content. It's giving you it's always, what's always been there. It's just giving you, oh, this has always been popular, so give it that. Okay. I don't understand the algorithm, to be perfectly honest, but it's strange to me how that works out. Anyway, point being, you want to help out a small channel, any small channel. I'm not asking for myself, although if you feel like it, go right ahead. But you want to help a small channel, hit the like, hit the comment. Yes, subscribe, but that doesn't help as much. And if you ever notice, you hit that damn subscribe button, and it does not alert you when these people have new videos. I only knew about Largo's new video from a post he made on Instagram, I think, or was it Facebook? It might have been Facebook. But that's the only reason I knew about it. When I saw it, I was like, oh, Jim's back. I need to be sure to watch this. And I was there when it premiered. So Facebook, or rather YouTube, did not alert me in the slightest. There are big channels I don't get alerts from YouTube on. One channel I watch is called Wrestling Bios. I just know their schedule. They post noontime, Monday, Thursdays, and Sundays. And I know when they post. And the reason I know they post is because there's a series they have called Reliving the War, which is about the Monday Night War between WCW and WWF. I do want to see that one through to its end, and I catch every episode. And then he does the pay-per-views on Sunday nights, which is kind of smart. But I hardly ever get a notice about them. I think I've had one. And I watch that stuff really regularly. Because I really enjoy that kind of... That's a bit of a nostalgia for me. It's like, I remember this unfolding, and it's like fun. And it's fun too, because there's things you think you remember that you don't, and that's what's fun for me too. It's like I go, oh, that didn't happen the way I remembered it. Oh, okay. It gets pretty interesting. But I've been watching it for... God, I think that was one of the first YouTube channels I picked up after the lockdown hit. And it's been tons of fun. But you know what? I'm subscribed. I never get a notice for it. So don't count on that bell. Hit that bell, but don't count on it. But, the point is, really, I think the focus needs to shift a little bit. That doesn't mean not do toy topics. And not to do, I don't do reviews, I do videos. But not even to not do reviews, just things are changing in not only the way the businesses are doing it, but in the way the fans are looking at it. And that's gonna shift a lot of the focus of people's attention. So, again, is there a toy apocalypse? I don't know. I ain't got no clue. I joke about it all the time, but, truthfully, I don't know. But if there is, what are all the toy tubers going to do? Yeah, exactly. I don't know about you guys. I want to keep this channel moving on even after. If all the toy lines stopped today, I'd still want to keep the channel going. With something. I'll talk about movies. I'll talk about breakfast. I ain't going nowhere until... Well, okay, let me see. I was going to say till my equipment breaks, but, my microphone broke, so... I'm still here. Okay. Still haven't figured out what's wrong. And I don't... Actually, the microphone is not broken. It just won't pick... When I plug it in, it won't pick up. It's weird, and everything I look for it says, oh, check your drivers, and it's like I check my drivers, and the drivers are up to date. So it's like, I think it's Windows 11, but that's me. That's my personal opinion. And I guess yeah, let's go in a direction I didn't think about. I left the I don't want to say community, I'll say toy space. I left the toy space for around 8 years. Realizing a lot of my friends were not my friends, that kind of stuff. And honestly, now that I've come back to it, and I came back to it sideways, I didn't go back to it the way I was before. I went over here to YouTube, and suddenly, oh, there's all these interesting people here, and I didn't know they were here, and I'm gonna, because originally my channel, I was just trying to do something different. I started talking about games, and then I was gonna do action figures too, and then action figures just took over. But in the process of that, I found all these nice, wonderful people who I consider friends now, and think the world of. And this is a lot better than my previous encounter with community. I don't call this community. I like Fellowship of the Dollies. I thought that was the best one to call it. Because, first off, it's funny. Second off, it's Fellowship sounds just so much better. It's so much more regal and refined and fancy. Much more fancy to say Fellowship. At least I think so. And I enjoy Fellowship we're all having now. And I hope that never breaks down. I hope people don't leave. I don't see them leaving, but you never know. Sometimes things happen. There was a couple of people I didn't think would go, and they're gone. Hopefully temporarily. But you never know. But at the same time, we'll keep going with something. I guess is what I'm getting at. If you're a fan of me for some reason, I don't know why, charming personality, my boyish good looks, my irascible behavior, something. If you are a fan of me, I'm here. Wish you were, because people don't watch me. I'm joking. Some people do, and I hope you stay. And I hope, I hope we build something out of all this. I don't want to say build a community, because that seems cliche and overused. The word is overused. Usually it's used to try to quell dissension, and I don't like that. Community is not consensus. Because wow, this hit me like a lightning bolt. Because the thing about community is you have different people coming together. And the difference creates new ideas. Oh. So yeah, then that's what I'm saying, I think I see a bunch of people seeing the writing on the wall, like going, yeah, this show and tell, let me pose it, let me do this and that. That style is kind of waning a bit, I think. I think we've had our fill of it. I really never watch any reviews of action figures unless it's something I'm on the fence about, which is pretty rare. Version 2 Storm Shadow was one. Yeah, it's pretty rare. But that doesn't mean, you shouldn't do it ever, ever, ever. Just, I'm regulating it to one a week, and doing 4 to 5 figures. Maybe 2 a week if I get behind. The other stuff, just me yammering like this, is like part of it. Because YouTube is changing, and so is the toy space. And we should listen. We should think about it, and we should listen. This channel has always been a little experimental anyway, so expect that to continue. They tell you, Again, they tell you, you gotta stay focused, you gotta stay focused, you gotta stay focused. But I found once I focused for a little bit, my engagement and viewership dropped off. And it never recovered. So, I don't know if staying focused is the best idea. That's just me talking. I look back on my old videos and it's like, for just starting out, my views were pretty good. But that's when I was doing more gaming stuff. And I noticed every time I would toss out a toy video, it would like, beep. Just didn't get the engagement. And I was like, is it me? Is it me? No, it's toys. Doesn't mean you can't do toys, but you got to be cognizant of the fact that your toys, the toy stuff is not going to make it as much. Some people have latched on to some characters and they just stick with them, and for whatever reason they get a little bit of boost. I wonder how big they would get if they didn't do that. But that's fine. I don't have to worry about it, because I will always do my own thing, my own way, my own time, because Wally says so. Alright, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to subscribe if you have not. Thank you. I know I rambled again. I'm a champion of that right now. You have a good day.